Man, we got to talk about this, man. Yeah, we got to talk about this. Nah, Favor, you ain't getting away with this. No, no, ma'am. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. We're going to set the record straight today. Nah, I'm going to make Favor get away with this. Hey, we know, say, next Thursday, next Thursday, Tuesday, no, Thursday I come, we have Mr. Julian Robinson, but we're going to share our thoughts, see? We're going to share our unprofessional thoughts, ladies and gentlemen. And so when we hear from a man like Julian Robinson now, we can say, hold on. But the general, they're on the same page. Or we're off. You understand what I say? When you hear from people like Ralston Hyman and so, the man they were the guru in the economics. You can say, all right. So let's get into it. The first thing I want to address in a Favor speech is this portion where she put up this chart about no taxes. Yeah, we're going to get into it, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, we're going to get into it. Failbad. How dare you? How dare you? How dare you mislead the people?
Try hiring a workman.
How dare you?
Or a mason, if you can find
and
one.
And first of all, guys, I know say it's not Favor write this speech. Only God alone can come off a cross and tell me say a Favor write that speech. Well, then again, resurrect and come tell me say, well, that wouldn't be good because then, yeah, yeah. But I gotta have to go whisper to me and say, Bolo, you don't say I feel bad, write the speech with you. First of all, I don't believe that. But anyway, yeah, man, see chart, yeah. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Let me let you hear what Failbad say, right, that's all. And then we get into it. As a matter of fact, before we do that, last night, I put out a video this morning with the interview with Ralston Hyman. Let me play that first. Very important. Very important.
Any negotiation first of March. And today they have not yet gotten to the West Indies.
And those things have to be a growth strategy rather than a contractional policy. That's a double whammy. Because of the war. Industry. These things are coming, but they're not reading them in a tunnel. That kind of tunnel with something in relation to that, taking into full consideration. But I'd say to our developer a growth strategy. Aimed at earning more foreign exchange and saving more foreign exchange. So it means that agriculture, procurement, energy policy, creative industries, those things have to be paramount in what you're talking about. Affordable capital to members of the MSME sector. Those are, in other words, you can't present a contractional budget. You have to present a budget that is going to grow the economy. Because you and the Bank of Jamaica can't be on the same track where contractional monetary policies from the Bank of Jamaica, contractional monetary policy, fiscal policies from the government in an international economy that is slowing down because of the war. So you're inducing one recession while another recession will come from outside of the world. That's double whammy.
Jesus.
Okay.
So, based off what you heard from Ralston Hyman there, sir, you guys was listening to the speech. Did you hear a growth strategy from Favor Williams? Did you hear that? I didn't. I don't know about nobody else, but I didn't. That is the advice from Ralston Hyman. A growth strategy that I'm going to play it again because it's important. This is the premises of the
argument. This is why Trump is seeking an off-ramp for the war, because the American people start screaming about the high oil prices and the increase in price and everything. Remember, when oil go up and everything go up, fertilizer price, jet fuel, everything go up. Mm-hmm. The American people start squeal, and that is why he's backpedaling now and trying to find an off-ramp. Yeah, in Jamaican people, I'm going to suck it up and drink from Mambo and send a better day.
The West Indies cricket team fall out of the World Cup from the 1st of March. And today they have not yet gotten to the West Indies.
Precisely.
What is going on in the tourism industry?
tourism industry under enough pressure. So even when the war stops, the price of jet fuel will go up, so ticket prices have to go up. People have less disposable income, so global tourism is going to take a hit. That is why all of the leaders them and all of the people are talking about why Donald is now trying to seek an off-ramp.
If you could talk to Failbad tonight, because she's coming 2 o'clock tomorrow, what would you say to her, Raleigh?
I'd say to her, you know, she can't develop it now, but I'd say to her, develop a growth strategy aimed at earning more foreign exchange and saving more foreign exchange. So it means that agriculture, procurement, energy policy, creative industries, those things have to be paramount in what they are talking about. Affordable capital to members of the MSME sector. Those are, in other words, you can't present a contractionary budget. You have to present a budget that is going to grow the economy. Because you and the Bank of Jamaica can't be on the same track where contractionary monetary policies from the Bank of Jamaica, contractionary monetary policy, fiscal policies from the government in an international economy that is slowing down because of the war. So you're inducing one recession while another recession will come from outside of the world. It's a double whammy.
Jesus.
Yep.
I would say to her, go there tomorrow and tell the people that we have to recast this budget. Yeah.
Well, no, she can't tell them that. She have to come with it recasted. She can't go tell them that tomorrow. You have to come with that.
1 year.
You have to come with that and say,
Madam Speaker, we are in a number of developments since the budget was first passed. So as a result of that, this is what we are presenting today in order to mitigate the impact of what's happening internationally on the Jamaican economy as well as the impact of Hurricane Bell.
because the budget thing was crafted before the damage loss assessment was done in relation to Hurricane. Another recession will come from outside of the world. It's a double whammy.
Jesus.
Yep.
I would say to her, go there tomorrow and tell the people that we have to recast this budget. Yeah.
Well, no, she can't tell them that. She have to come with it recasted. She can't go tell them that tomorrow. You have to come with that.
1 year.
You have to come with that and say,
yeah,
and say, Madam Speaker, there have been a number of developments since the budget was first cast. So as a result of that, this is what we are presenting today in order to mitigate the impact of what is happening internationally on the Jamaican.
I never hear nothing like that from Failbad Williams. I never heard anything like that. What she presented today was like, yeah, man. What she did already ever present. Alright? I never heard anything like that from Failbad Williams. Not like that.
Jamaican economy, as well as the full impact of Hurricane Melissa, because the budget thing was crafted before the damage loss assessment was done in relation to Hurricane Melissa.
And the budget was cast on what? $48 billion worth of damage instead of 57.
Yep, 48%, 41% damage.
41% damage
rather than 57. Yes, yep. And then there's the global crisis. So that is how she have to start. If you don't start like that, then a waste of time.
Well, based on what Ralston Hyman said, it is a gigantic waste of time. That's where you're going with. He said, that's how we different about man. I'm going to turn off the camera. I'm going to turn off the camera. You know what I know? I'm a lunch and breakfast this. What go and tell her, right? I'm a lunch and breakfast this, Jamaica. I'm a mango. Tell me I'm a lunch and breakfast this, can wake up late. Hey, what's up? Everybody a bad mind about the mango. Anyway, based on Failbad Williams' beginning of her speech, Failbad Williams was talking about everything else but finance. A National Women's Day speech, Failbad Williams come in. I was so ashamed. I couldn't believe it. Failbad Williams come in National Women's Day speech. Mighty God of Daniel. We can see we can find it from the start. See that now?
And have read a first time
working member.
at a later stage today. I will move service for the first time. Jamaica's first female Minister of Finance and Public Service. I say to
So they came with the sensationalization. They came with the sensationalization. Zine, no, I'm not bored, no, you know. Me are going to clip it at the part them when me address. They came with the sensationalization again. Remember, I let it play now. I never give any commentary while it was playing on the previous lives. I'm here to give my commentary. Bolo, this PM has no intestinal fortitude. Somebody just said me that a while ago, they probably watch me. I saw the people do that. Want to comment in that comment section now? No guts, no cojones, no balls. Okay. The PM has no intestinal fortitude, no guts, no corners, no balls. I totally agree with you. Totally agree with you. I am live right now. Join the live. Wait, Andrew did it. Oh, me never see. Man, so quiet. I never see Andrew.
Girls across Jamaica. Gender does not have to limit your aspirations. Nico, silent means consent.
Yeah.
It is meant to shut us down. It is meant to have us crawl into ourselves and never utter a word about the abuse or the abuser. And so I say to all our Jamaican women,
Yes,
married or unmarried,
yes,
and to our girls who are suffering in silence,
yes.
I pray you find your voice. I encourage you to speak out. Your boldness will help to sensitize this Jamaican society and begin the change in the hearts and minds of each person in our society. And I know of which I speak. To all our women and girls,
Yes.
know that this female Minister of Finance and the Public Service is in your corner.
Wow. Just wait.
And so I say to you, even if no one believes your truth,
Yes.
still speak out.
You see the lady. Where in the affidavit, we accuse Bobby Montague, but or something there. Make sure say you hear what Favor Williams say. Even if nobody believe you, you need to take it to court. It needs to be ironed out. It needs to be aired out. Yes, man. Remember, say you're there in a place where you hire court there, and you work for the army, These things need to be answered. You need to come with the evidence, right? Speak your truth. If a liar tell upon the man, we need to find out if a liar tell upon the man. Here we Favor Williams say again, all when nobody no believe you.
And so I say to you, even if no one believes your truth, still speak out.
You hear that? Even if nobody believes your truth, I mean I speak directly to that lady there. And every other woman we're out there, we get molested. Every young man, not just woman alone, anybody at all. Because you know say man them do some things to the boys them, and the woman them do some things to the girls them. Children, men, women, come out and speak your truth. Because I don't know how she has said this. And I want the Andre talk about Andre, no, my mother come for Andre program. And reveal the thing about the lady with the affidavit, the young lady. Are you okay? What a thing. Hey, some people supposed to uncomfortable in that the house there when she said that a while ago, earlier. But the point of it, ladies and gentlemen, was this a Women's Day speech or a budget speech? I never understood how she started her speech. Talking about the first woman finance minister. I'm like, head boy. I'm like, wait a minute. Why is she? This is a sensationalization. This is not a budget speech. This is not a budget debate speech. She come for cater to the emotions of the people for them on her side because she a woman. I tell you, I am very wary of women who play the women card, especially in the workplace. Very wary. Especially if they're not being agreed. Like, you want to shot back at people, but in terms of the work, I talk about professionally. Right? And then you want to cater to people's emotions. No, man. Work, get the work done, do the work properly, male or female. Since as we want an even playing field, let it be even. We don't care about your gender. What do you bring to the table in terms of the job? We don't want to hear say you are the first female finance minister. We are the first female prime minister. Miss, sorry, but the significance of yours does not outweigh the significance of Portia Simpson Miller. I'm very sorry. She went to the highest level. The only thing we have to do right now is get one female governor general. But then we are move away from that. So that wouldn't even be something where we're supposed to look to. But then again, I know, sir, probably that's why the DPP, the former DPP, we are hearing thoughts about her becoming the next governor. Mighty God. Hey, them man are easy, you know? So that just come to me a while ago. What a bangarang. Anyway, we'll move on from that. And this me one of you just, you know. This me come about the argument from Failbad. I'm going to listen to this.
That we have done already and those to come for that year. Madam Speaker, before I go to the revenue measures, the Jamaicans, of the history of revenue measures.
Hear this.
And if I could get that chart, I'd speak to it. Madam Speaker, if you go back to 2012, you can see that every year, 2012, 2013, 2014, 2015, the PNP government of the day brought 19 billion of tax measures in fiscal year 2012, 15 billion in fiscal year 2013, 7 billion in fiscal year 2014, and 10 billion in fiscal year 2015. When we took over in 2016, with our promise to raise the threshold to 1.5, and we came in, we had to increase taxes, but we also offset those. The increase in the threshold to 1.
So now she'll make excuses for why the Jamaica Labour Party had to increase taxes. You know. In 2016, you know, I want you guys to listen. You know. Listen to the hypocrisy. Listen to this.
1.5 was offset with taxes. But Madam Speaker, for those looking on, will tell you that it was revenue neutral. So, right. So fiscal 2018, 2019, no new net taxes. In fiscal 2020, we gave back taxes. That was the reverse. Reversing.
All right. So the reverse tax, how did they get the money to give back the reverse tax? How did they do that?
So fiscal 2018, 2019, no new net taxes. In fiscal 2020, we gave back taxes. That was the reverse.
Where did the money come from for the JLP to give back taxes in 2020? Reverse tax. May I go to the article? 4.3 billion in reverse income tax to be disbursed in November. Tax administration reporting that 216,000 applicants will receive disbursement totaling 4.3 billion. Blah, blah, blah. This means the eligible individuals earning less than 3 million will receive a one-time $20,000 payment, bringing the total number of individuals benefiting to 290,000. The latest payment schedule, blah, blah, blah. The beneficiaries remind, blah, blah, blah. Alternative success applications. Eligible, blah, blah. This will need TRN. There will be chooses remittance, blah, blah, blah. I'm trying to find out where this came from. Let me ask the question in a different way. How did the government fund the 4.3 billion reverse tax income in 2020? Source, that more I find out the source. Because if me not based on provided results, there is no mention of the 4.3 billion reverse tax income in 2020. What? A one-off $20,000 grant. Individual earnings less than 3 million. Program designed for over 500,000 Jamaicans. initial funded by the government of Jamaica as part of efforts to share gains of macroeconomic stability. Payments were facilitated by the Tax Administration Jamaica through online portal, in some cases remittance agencies. Yo, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I'm going to make a call. Because I don't want to get this wrong. Hopefully General not live right now. I'm going to call him. Let me call him. Because we don't want that part. I definitely want to get it right, you know. I want to get it right. Because I believe I'm right, you know, but I don't want to make sure. Yeah, man, get the likes up for me, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you in advance. I must our eulogy. I must our eulogy to backside. You understand? Must our eulogy. Like in life. But if it in life, we'll answer still. Like if you never on the road, in busy. I'm trying for the next number. We have fact checked this thing, ladies and gentlemen. Give me a second here. Thank you for your patience. I have to fact check that something. Link up your encyclopedia. Alright. Now get it general really busy. Miss something alive. Watch out. Yes, General. Manners. Yeah, I want to reference more from you. The $4.3 billion income tax, reverse income tax in 2020. How would the government get the funds from for that? Yeah, man. No, well, them go so baps, you know. Me favor in the budget debate and I talk about 2020. How them have the reverse income tax thing. So me I try to remember if I did some future revenue, then they get the money from. Alright. Yeah, alright, respect. The same I say? Yeah, because me I try to remember how the money they go, where the money they come from. Because they're full of craft, you know. They're full of craft, man. I tell you, say Jamaica, they're full of craft. Them have some local style about them. If you're not really a follow up thing, then we trick you. You feel what I say? Yeah, man, if you're not a follow up thing, then we trick you, man. Are we back now? Because that live you when I jump off a while ago. We'll continue.
Reverse income taxes. In fiscal year 2021, no new taxes. In fiscal year 2022, no new taxes. In fiscal year 2023, no new taxes. Fiscal year 2024, no new taxes. Fiscal year 2025, no new taxes. Madam Speaker, this new fiscal year, for the first time, this JLP administration has had to ask Jamaicans to pay more in SCT for cigarettes, non-alcoholic sweetened beverages, more SCT on liters of pure alcohol, more in environmental levy, tourism activities, and join a lot of other countries to get Jamaica's fair share of the digital world, reduction in duty concession allowance, and continued distribution from the NHT. This is the first time since 2016 that this government has had to ask Jamaicans to pay new taxes. Madam Speaker, I show this slide to tell our young people those who are 20 years old and would have been finishing primary school
Yeah, the weather was
when this
crazy.
administration came to government, that we are the government of no new taxes.
No, ladies and gentlemen. You see, it's the deception for me, you know. It's the omission of facts. Because you can lie by omission, you know. And that's what she did. What caused the PMP to have to pressure the Jamaican people where taxes were concerned in the tenure of Mama P? We now stop beat them, you know. Because you see, if you follow people who tell lie and then tell lie over again, the truth gets erased. So we have to repeat the truth more than the lie. Because if you don't do that, the lie will become the truth in some people's mind. The reason why Mama P had her hands tied behind her back, handcuffed, and was, you know them something there, when them call them thing, they probably ship them, the anchor. An anchor was tied onto the chain that was tied onto her handcuff. Her feet were tied. Her mouth, me I talk about financially, you know. Her mouth was closed with duct tape. The only thing she had was vision. And thank God for her vision. The only thing she had was her personality. To rescue Jamaica from what the JLP did in the previous administration. That's all she had, you know. She had nothing else. You can beat her for all type of other things. Right? If you are going to look upon it from a spiritual level and, you know, all of these leaders, you know, where we all fall short. Right? We disobey God. But you see, when it comes on to this, you can't take away from Mama P. Mama P was between a rock and a hard place. Lava over there, so. Right? I come from a big volcano in Europe, financially. And one tsunami on the other side. So the rock and the hard place, our foot was tied and bound financially. And this is why it was so much pressure on the Jamaican people. Because the previous administration, led by Bruce Golding, right, Manayard, and Andrew Onis, right, violated the terms and agreements by the IMF. They violated it. We were totally shut out from the financial bodies around the world, the World Bank, the IMF. The same thing that this government is boasting about, being able to borrow money, they violated that actual luxury. This same government violated that actual luxury, and they want to have revisionary history. They want us to forget that all of this took place, Jamaica. But we cannot forget because it's too important. It's like somebody stabbing you in the back, ripping the actual knife from the top of your back straight down to your spine and leaving you for dead. That's what the JLP did to our economy. You know? That's what they did. And we don't know. Them say, in this case, me I go use the woman card. And well, some good men did they behind her, so we can't even say that. The People's National Party led by Mama P, with some brilliant men and women behind her. Right? Omar Davis, I'm one of the finance minister. Omar Davis, when I finance minister. Yeah, yeah. The man had me hear Rasta and man talk about it all the while. The man had to walk with his resignation. It was that bad. You think a first time PMP have rescued Jamaica from the wickedness of the JLP doing the administration? Not the first time. Not the first time. I know we have favor lens that come boast upon the achievements of the People's National Party. If the PNP did not do what they did, them could not boast about no new taxes. And then you have to ask them the question, so did you grow the economy? After Bama P and our government rescued Jamaica financially, created the fiscal rules, Antonio, big up. And before they could have done that, re-energized, re-established the relationship between the IMF and the World Bank and Jamaica. There was no relationship after the JLP left. There was none. The man them never want to see with the man them, they want Jamaica to crash economically. And they were very vocal about it. So all that I'm saying is on record. They wanted Jamaica to die economically because of the disrespect of the Jamaica Labour Party to these global banking entities. Because them are going to say them a bad man. Yeah, man, me go in a contract with you and not fulfill the contract because me a bad man. That's what the JLP government do. Me not stop rub them out about it, you know. We not stop rub them out about it because them continue to come and lie to the people. And the truth, I go set them free. One way or the other, I will not stubborn. You know, they have a movie named Inception. Scene where them continuously are knock for this money to wake up. But them in a one deep sleep. And then they go in a one deeper sleep. And them a try to find the trigger to knock them to wake up. But guess what? They never stop though. Never stop knock. Me nah stop knock. Yeah man, me I go do my part over here, son. You never know. One of these live streams I do might be the straw that break the camel's back. For no finally get it. The ones that out there were going like say, on the dance and on don't get it. Me never say on the dance, no. On go on like say, on the dance and don't get it. Because on die-hearted. On know what me I say a facts, you know. And if you go do some research, you will find out say everything what me I say is true about that period. Nobody can deny it. Them can't try. Every time the PNP talk about it in a parliament, you hear them quiet. 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 Because if they, and you know, some of them really come out and try to say it's a lie, you know. We're calling Bell Live was hey man, we'll watch that later. Colin Benson right in front of my face. There were so many lies, Jamaica. There were so many lies. I mean, it should be criminal to go in front of the Honorable House and lie to the people. There needs to be a law. There needs to be a law that says if you go in front of the Honorable House and lie, you got prison for 3 years. Yeah, man, and you automatically get expelled from the Honorable House. Yes! That's how serious it needs to be. We need to have it entrenched in the Constitution. If a politician come in front of the people in Jamaica and lie in the parliament, if you got prison, and depending on what kind of lie they tell, it might be 15 to 25 years in a prison. Depending on the weight of the lie and how it affects the people's lives. Colleen, big up. Then figure prison. I kid you not. How can you have an honorable house, but then people can go there and lie to the people of Jamaica and mislead the house? Then figure prison. You understand? So they'll say it is what it is, them dunce and dark. Jamaica, the World Bank and the World Banking organizations wanted our economy to die. That is the way that was given to Mama P. Nobody would see us. They wouldn't even meet with us. They wouldn't even meet with Jamaica. If it wasn't for the personality of Mama P for one, oh, they begged and they she went down on her knees, Jamaica, for this country. None of the things that the JLP is talking about and boasting about now, they should be doing way better with the economy now. But none of the things, it shows how incapable they are in terms of governance. But that's another conversation. But none of the luxuries that they're having now, they could, whatever they're talking about, they could not do it without Mama P. Mama P and the People's National Party is what gave them the grounds, even to say to us, when Nigel Clark was there, we're going to have 4% growth in 5 years. 5 in 4. Or 5% growth in 4 years. And I remember that? It's because they got the economy so good. It was so ripe and ready for growth. That's why they can't have no new taxes. Because the debt was going down consistently. What did they do, however? They paid off the debt too fast, not invest in the right things. What are the right things? Agriculture, the creative industry, all the things that Rastan Hyman said right here. And been saying for quite some time. Been saying.
Jamaica can be on the same track, but the power strategy aimed at the
tourism industry.
Tourism industry under enough pressure. So even when the war stops, the price of jet fuel will go up, so ticket prices have to go up. People have less disposable income, so global tourism is going to take a hit. That is why all of the leaders them and all of the people in talk about why Donald is now trying to seek an off-ramp.
If you could talk to Failbad tonight, because she's coming 2 o'clock tomorrow, what would you say to her, Raleigh?
I'd say to her, you know, she can develop it now, but I'd say to her, develop a growth strategy aimed at earning more foreign exchange and saving more foreign exchange. So it means that agriculture, procurement, energy policy, creative industries, those things have to be paramount in what you are talking about.
Agriculture was the first thing we mentioned. The creative industry, procurement strategies.
Affordable capital to members of the MSME sector. Those are, in other words, you can't present a contractionary budget. You have to present a budget that is going to grow the economy. Because you and the Bank of Jamaica can't be on the same track where contractionary monetary policies from the Bank of Jamaica, contractionary monetary fiscal policies from the government in an international economy that is slowing down because of the war. So you're inducing one recession while another recession will come from outside of the world.
You're inducing your own recession in Jamaica while another recession is coming from outside the world. Jamaica, we're telling you something. You're in a trouble here. Don't be deceived by Failbad Williams and the Jamaica Labour Party. Pray for God's favor. To guide us through. I know me hear them say nothing about God, you know. They make it seem as if this war in Iran is just them have everything covered. How many times have we heard that from this government and then we realize it's chaos? Failbad is setting up a new depth in her ministry. What do you mean by that? A new deputy? What do you mean by that? And I try to understand that part. The voice of JA said that is so true. And this big trouble Jamaica has found itself in. I'm telling you, we are already feeling the few days them of the war already, you know. Oh, a new department? No, I didn't know that.
Jesus.
Yep.
I would say to her, go out there tomorrow and tell the people them that we have to recast this budget, yeah.
Well, no, she can't tell them that. She have to come with it recasted. She can't go tell me that tomorrow. You have to come with that.
1 year. She could
You have to come with that and say,
strategy. You think she going to find it tonight?
And say, Madam Speaker, there has been a number of developments since the budget was first cast. So as a result of that, this is what we are presenting today in order to mitigate the impact of what is happening internationally on the Jamaican economy, as well as the full impact of Hurricane Melissa, because the budget thing was crafted before the damage loss assessment was done in relation to Hurricane Melissa.
And, and the budget was cast on what? $48 billion worth of damage instead of 57.
Yep, 48%, 41% damage
41% damage
rather than 57. Yes, yep. And then there's a global crisis. So that is how she have to start. If she don't start like that, then a waste of time.
Watch.
And she never start like that. Favor Williams started with a speech for Women's Day, International Women's Day. Mighty God. No, sir. Why Jamaica rough? Rough.
You can see on the screen that our track record speaks for itself. In the history of the PNP as government, they cannot make that claim. Sadly, they've come to Parliament year after year after year with more taxes, and more taxes. Madam Speaker, I'll take a few minutes on digital services because that's where most of the questions have come from. Taxing digital services ensures fairness, brings in...
So, what she did, and this is how I knew that the Prime Minister is the one who wrote this speech, because it fits his format. What she did, was sensationalize the fact, well, not the fact, but the idea that there was no new taxes. But ask them how much taxes them collect. Because of inflation. How much taxes? This government has collected more taxes than any other government in the history of Jamaica. That's why the budget has expanded, Make them come say a lie we are telling them misinformation. This government, the Jamaica Labour Party, has collected more taxes than any other government in the history of Jamaica. And so our budget has expanded. It passed where it used to be 15, 20 years ago. Way past miles. But guess what they have done though? They have been counterproductive with the taxes. They have not used the taxes well, and they have not spent the capital budget well to actually facilitate resilience in our infrastructure. So when Hurricane Melissa came, that's why it do so much damage. Failbad Williams, aka Probox, what are you trying to tell us? Remember that this is not you who is the finance minister. You're a scapegoat for the department. Of course they are doing exactly what they want with the money. Delroy Nook say, manners and respect. Pick up yourself first time in the chat. Seen. Hey, if you are seeing the join button option, I want to encourage each and every one of you to become a member of the platform on Bolo VNR 2.0, alright? Yeah, man. And for those on Bolo VNR clips, we need to get to 35,000 subs, yo. But let's work on 15,000 first. Bolo VNR 2.0, we need to get to 50,000 subs. Alright? We have 13,000 whole heap left. You see me? But by the grace of God and with the help of the people here, I want to increase the memberships up to at least 200. Because I'm going to be doing, I already have membership only videos that are out there right now. You understand? If you're not a member, you won't be able to see those videos. You understand? So definitely I want to encourage you guys to become a member. Now, let me go back a little. I'm say I now play most of this. Go back a little.
Set sail for Jamaica. And the rest, they say, is history. Still speak out.
Yeah, right, that's it.
Madam Speaker, today I present the nation's budget for the new fiscal year, which starts on April 1, 2026. The budget comes a little over 4 months after the Category 5 Hurricane Melissa, that at the last tally of the damage and loss left us with a bill of some US $12.2 billion, or 56.7% of our 2024 GDP, according to PIOJ's latest estimate. This budget is also being presented in the midst of a serious war that has sent oil prices soaring on the global market.
Yeah.
Jamaica imports 100% of our oil, either as crude oil, which Petrojam refines, or as finished products. Petrojam projects its sales target at 12.22 million barrels for 2026. Add to this the millions of barrels that other suppliers in Jamaica buy for our consumption as households and businesses. Madam Speaker, the war in the Middle East has layered another risk in terms of rising oil prices in Jamaica. But Madam Speaker, I want to say to the Jamaican people and businesses, you can continue to have faith in this government. We have built the largest net international reserves of any government, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, the net international reserve stands strong at US $6.839 billion as of March 5th, 2026.
So, the net international reserve is what Failbad Williams is dependent on to supplement the effects of the war in Iran. Yo, listen this. Oh man, listen, let me tell y'all something, man. This is definitely Andrew Williams' speech. I'm telling you, yo, I'm telling you, bro, it's gonna be epic. It is gonna be epic. And you know why I know it's gonna be epic? And people might say, but Bolo, you are rejoicing Jamaica go there in what you call it, pressure. Fool. Jamaica is not following God's principle. That's why we are going to go under pressure. The people in our government is not taking instruction from God's word through his servants. So you think about God's word have to come to pass, you know? God's word have to come to pass. Me say, make sure you keep on the eye open. When you see politicians, they might get locked up and a forced resign in this country. Don't surprise. It is coming. I don't know how soon it is coming, you know, but anytime this year. Me just there patiently await. I'm going to say it's going to be a party over here. We are going to rejoice that God's will is being done. You think I joke? This man, I'm going to have a grand time, man. Right as up. In this space. We too stiff-necked, Sassy. Jamaica too stiff-necked. This government, you know, always appraise themselves, you know. Follow them, you know. No matter what. But God are going to bring them down. To them, not even their knees. They're going to dip on their face. And yam dirt. Rose hay, big up yourself. Yeah, we're not going to witness it, but unfortunately, yes, it's true. We as the people, I follow Andrew and now follow God. We are going to trouble. And that's our problem. The people where I remnant now, we are follow God. They are going all right because God is going to provide for them even in this rough, tumultuous time. Even in this rough, tenuous time, God is going to provide for the remnant. So, Colin say, I'm ready to see the outcome. Oh gosh, man. What a thing. What a thing. It's going to be magnifique. Magnifique. So, Failbad say, ladies and gentlemen, I've go to an article, Zane. For sure, because from yesterday, you know, the people run out for Failbad from yesterday. You know. For sure, you say, yo, them not really feel the government at talk about. You understand what I say? Not real life. Them not feel the government at talk about, ladies and gentlemen. Let me find the article real quick. See? The cleaner. See that? Right at the top to nose and skirt. Right at the top. Let me just refresh this. I'll make sure so I get the article in. Alright. I want who that get married. Alright. Postal agency reopened in Boyan in a St. James flanker, okay. Budget debate strong NIR will protect Jamaica from external shocks such as oil prices. Yeah, this is what she said. The national the net international reserves is going to protect us from the oil. Jamaica, I'm very skeptical. Very, very skeptical about what you said there. Cuban doctors to leave Guyana as US applies pressure over island's medical mission. Mighty God. Mm-mm. 5 men arrested in St. Andrew. Blah, blah, blah. UA academics to examine resurgence in US imperialism in the Caribbean. China exports surge despite waning trade with the US. What is this? 12-year-old Chaville Moody, first farm student and from Technical High Westmoreland, says she feels unhappy and uncomfortable after injuries from a motorcycle crash forced her to miss her internal exams. Moody was struck by a motorcycle near the school gate shortly after classes ended in February 26, leaving her with a head injury, deep cuts and an abrasion. Oh God. Oh my God. Wow. That's terrible. They need to have Sandra, what are you doing? 1 week, all of them are gonna get dumbstruck in a parliament. They need to have stiffer penalties for accidents that happen near schools. Schools need to be a protected zone in terms of speed limit. Anybody were caught speeding in those zones, yeah man, it's supposed to reflect very, very severely upon your license, in my opinion. Iranian barrages target Israel as US wants Iran of most intense days of strike. So Iran's new attack on Tuesday at the Israel Gulf, Arab countries, as it kept up pressure in the Middle East in a war started by Israel and the United States that has rattled the world markets and shows no signs of a let up. So, with that reality, ladies and gentlemen, Failbad Williams in a parliament at chat about the 6 point something billion dollar in net international reserve I go help with to sustain these shocks. Well, bring it on. Bring it on. Jamaica the only country me see where these kind of things happen. And you guys are just him on now. I go over there, but I go play from the start. Because more you we shock officer. I go to the start. More you a shock officer. But the tax manufacturers not a recovery strategy, says taxing manufacturers not a recovery strategy, says the JMEA. This was yesterday. So the JMEA is saying, yo, wait a minute. This tax will not put my weight. This not gonna work, We will not do a kill sector. So Jamaica, the professionals are not with Failbad Williams and Andrew Williams. The manufacturers are not with them. So when they make it look like say, we the vlogger them we are look on the thing where as much as so I can admit that I am not I am not the most educated in this, but when I listen to the educated people, I pick up cues in terms of facts about the economy and how it should be grown and how it should be run. And when I look at the variables, ladies and gentlemen, of oil prices going to skyrocket more and more and more, this war is not going nowhere. Trust and believe that. Prophetically, it's not going nowhere. It's not going to end right now. Prophetically, in the Bible, reference, America is adamant, Israel is adamant, but they will not win. Iran is very resilient, and their partners are resilient as well. And Iran has an excuse to be absolutely vicious in their response. They do. Because they did not attack America or Israel. Israel attacked them. America attacked them. Anyway you want to look upon it, ladies and gentlemen, we're in trouble. Serious trouble. So the JMEA, I say, yo, brother, when we used to have a 75% situation and now we bring it up to 100, that not leave we nothing for mark up. It going to make the prices them of the items them we make locally go up in the market, in the wholesale. And then when that happens, how are we going to compete with imports? Imports. This government has doubled our importation bill. And they don't have, I don't see them stopping, I don't see them slowing down, I don't see them focusing on the local market as they should. They talk a good game, but when you look at the results, so what does that mean for us, especially adding the variable of the war in Iran and how that is going to affect everything? Like, fam, we really need to sit down and think about what the hell is going on. And also, you know, go to the source, because the Most High has been giving out instructions if you're listening to the right people. And I told y'all, pumpkin, melon, plant them. No matter what, plant it on your roof, somewhere in your yard or so, plant them. Plant them. Water is going to be scarce. Look out for famine in Jamaica. You notice them turn off the water at night time? Who else has noticed that? The man them has privatized the water, you know. I see Kabua talk about it, I see Pantake on my TV, you know. The man them has privatized water, you know. They are making water less and less accessible. In areas, my area where me live, me never have so much water problem yet. Me can't get water for wash me on a night time, Jamaica. What can go so? You hear me say? Remember say Melissa gone, you know. You know how fast me get back water when Melissa gone? And we give them credit for that. Fast! But for some reason, water has been turning off every night from the other day. And them think they get me very mad because me love water. That alone is something for me marching on the street for. You know? That's why I wonder how Jamaica so nonchalant about everything. Prices and taxes. The man never put on tax per way. Plus the oil price never put on more pressure per way. There's no relief for the people. There's no relief for the people. And then put this clown show in front of it. Failbad Williams. Right? I come talk about everything else but the budget. At the start in our budget. I think said the word national something speech. Women's Day speech.
Blessed, 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 blessed. Blessed is the man, blessed is the man. Blessed, blessed. Now stand the Lord, and in his law that bringeth forth our fruit shall prosper. Sire, yes. What a evening. Failbad done already, you know. I am surprised that the Minister of Finance has completed her presentation in the Parliament already.
Yo, me not telling a lie. I was like, wait, it's finished already? That's it? With all what's going on? But then when me never see she expound on the war, me I say, from the start tonight, me say, you know, say this is one joke. This is a joke. This is an absolute joke.
Shock me. Is it that the minister don't have much to say?
They might try for
Minister
so
of
much.
Finance finish our president. Today, I did not invite with just Unite Fire, you know. Not done. No come in, I mean. Failbad finish. Well, some big things happening. One of the big things that is happening in Jamaica right now is this whole issue with our Cuban doctors. And doctor and nurse decide to send home. Don't go through that. With this short. Good evening, HD4. They are done at 7 o'clock. Well, today, Conrad O'Brien spoke Donna Scott Motley on foreign affairs.
Who am I speaking to, please?
Marlon, the law company will make a brief.
It's on for me. I can't.
May I try to skip two parts?
Of the government as to provide the medical assistance.
God, with the Cubans in such an
last year, basically.
would never ever come out. Hold on, Marlon. Contractors or construction worker that is being.
The point I'm making here is that in as much as the Jamaican state couldn't disregard that we have had our Cuban brothers and sisters, Kingston was hoping, yes, that we would have had the Cuban counterpart being able to reform and that there wouldn't have to be a pulling of the plug. In other words, we would not have hoped for it to have come to this in terms of cessation of the program or a winding down of the program to the extent that the IKEA will be wrapping up on or about March 20.
All right,
so we were holding out and hopeful that the diplomatic channels would have yielded results. But the truth is, sometimes in friendships, we accord and ascribe more respect and regard to our friends than perhaps they do us in some instances. Because what is very concerning, Mr. Brand, is that it is argued that the Cuban authorities have made some accommodation and concessions in relation to other states. I've heard that Guyana named, but they have not been as amenable to doing so in relation to Jamaica.
Okay, Senator. Thanks a lot for your time.
So Marlon Morgan they start show the Cuban government on their bus, saying that the Cuban government made concessions for other countries and not Jamaica. Oh my God, what a bangarang. You hear that?
Let me say thanks to my friend Conrad O'Brien and Sleek FM as we took that interview from them. Don't know what happened to Caribbean Radio. Realize that we are off. But we carry on right here on Portland Spice TV. Please share the channel for me now. Share up, everybody. Share up.
Please.
Because right now...
Guys, please share the channel for me. We need your help. We need no help. Share up the channel. Like and share the channel.
I want to settle down in this Cuban thing. I want to settle down in it. Because I listen to Cliff Hughes talking about illegality of what is being done with the Cubans.
I'll go back to that.
Telling you that is that because we're not paying them directly. We're paying check, which is a government company out of China. Do we know who have the Chinese their passport?
Thank you. Go ahead. Go ahead, Colin Bell.
Let me tell you this. My mother always tell me, say, ungratefulness worse than obia.
True. Ungratefulness
when you're ungrateful.
Yeah.
When you bite the hands that feed you.
Jamaica, I go feel it. And nobody feel like say, poor Jamaicans alone I go feel it. The rich I go feel it, and the politicians them I go feel it. Watch. I tell them, hey, me say God now sleep, you know? Oh, can't stay there. God now sleep, Jamaica.
When you bite the hands that feed you, it will come back to haunt you. Telling you that. It will come back to haunt you. No, it's long time you know say Failbad is a deceitful woman, you know.
Yeah.
Long time.
Yeah.
And I proved her deceitfulness when the children of Happy Grove High School was getting home at midnight. And there was shortage of transportation on the route. And I spoke with Mark Golding, president of the People's National Party and the opposition leader. I spoke with him about it. And he reached out to the Minister of Transport at the time. I don't remember if it was Hardley Shaw, who was Minister of Transport at the time. And Failbad Williams, who was Minister of Education. And when the whole thing bust out, Failbad was willing to lie that it was just the day before she heard about it from Adma Rivers. So I know you're deceitful. 876-804-70.
Jamaica. So, me I read Failbad right then. You remember, me tell you, I'm not sorry for Failbad. One of them over there, Jezebel. The whole of them over there, Jezebel. Every last one of them are Jezebel, Jamaica. Lying in a them DNA to... You know what Colin Bell say a while ago? Play that back. Me never know this.
And I spoke with Mark Golding, president of the People's National Party and the opposition leader. I spoke with him about it. And he reached out to the Minister of Transport at the time. I don't remember if it was Hardley Shaw, who was Minister of Transport at the time. And Failbad Williams, who was Minister of Education. And when the whole thing bust out, Failbad was willing to lie that it was just the day before she heard about it from Adma Rivers. So I know you're deceitful. 876-804-7072.
Wow.
804-70. On show no how Failbad deceitful. Listen to that lady.
So, right. So fiscal 2018, 2019, no new net taxes. In fiscal 2020, we gave back taxes.
Hold on. Come from the start.
So, under me alone, I see him to make me go live, you know. This is a CM sitting here where she goes to right, just to make me go live.
And if I could get that chart, I'd speak to it.
Hold on, caller. Hold on.
Madam Speaker, if you go back to 2012.
Listen to this one, you know.
You can see that every year, 2012, 2013, 2014, 2015, the PNP government of the day brought 19 billion of tax measures in fiscal year 2012, 15 billion in fiscal year 2013, 7 billion in fiscal year 2014, and 10 billion in fiscal year 2015. When we took over in 2016, with our promise to raise the threshold to 1.5, and we came in, we had to increase taxes, but we also offset those. The increase in the threshold to 1.5 was offset with taxes. But Madam Speaker, for those looking on, will tell you that it was revenue neutral. So, right. The fiscal 2018.
No, you hear how the lady sound when it come to the GLP part where she say the GLP put on taxes. You realize that she didn't even call the number.
No.
Isn't this deception of the highest level? Listen her again.
No. You see, me have to grade myself based off a professional. Colin Bell is a professional. If you go back to when I pointed that out, you know. She brushed over for them increase, but she load up. She tried to, but you know, and you know, it was revenue neutral. She made excuses for why those things had to go up. Didn't I say? I knew I said it earlier. When you play back it here. Them thing they on me. Them thing they not right. Them lie by omission. Me not like that.
And if I could get that chart, I'd speak to it. Madam Speaker, if you go back to 2012, you can see that every year, 2012, 2013, 2014, 2015, the PNP government of the day brought 19 billion of tax measures in fiscal year 2012, 15 billion in fiscal year 2013, 7 billion in fiscal year 2014, and 10 billion in fiscal year 2015. When we took over in 2016, with our promise to raise the threshold to 1.5, and we came in, we had to increase taxes, but we also offset those. The increase in the threshold to 1.5 was offset with taxes.
So she now tell us 2016 was 13 billion in taxes.
Yes.
And 2017 was 14 billion.
Yes.
They put on the box of the Jamaican people.
Yes.
After them tell us that the 1.5 was going to be revenue neutral. That woman is a deceiver. Very deceptive.
Yes.
And you realize when she said that, look up.
Exactly.
Eh?
Because she's a liar. She's a deceptive woman. She's a snake. She's a witch. She's a Jezebel. I mean, no one say Andrew wants to put her up to this, you know. I mean, an exemplar because she do it. All of them are the same thing. Me like how Colin Bell point it out. Because me I say, oh, comes here make excuses. Remember saying, no, Mama P left it, you know. He did there 19, and then he go 15. She drop here 7, and he go back to 10. You increase it to 13 when you come in, and then 14. But you don't want to highlight that. You don't want to highlight that, you know. Because it now going to work with your argument. You shouldn't even put up this guy. You embarrass yourself. You expose the government. Every time when you lie about these things, on the wake up the answers to come talk about the facts of the matter. Yeah, man. Every time. See, and no matter how we try to suppress the channel, we still are going to shout out the truth. If I even 40 somebody there are 100 or 200 up on the platform, we are going to speak the truth and speak it and make it reverberate through the speaker. Only to lie.
You're dangerous.
Dangerous, man.
Dangerous.
Can't be trusted.
No, man. You must
Can't
do better
be,
than
no
that.
integrity.
You must do better than that, Failbad.
No integrity.
And if I could get that chart, I'd speak to it. Madam Speaker, if you go back to 2012, you can see that every year, 2012, 2013, 2014, 2015, the PNP government of the day brought 19
Big up
billion
yourself,
of
Janet. Big up
tax
yourself,
measures
Delroy.
in fiscal year 2012, 15 billion in fiscal year 2013, 7 billion in fiscal year 2014, and 10 billion in fiscal year 2015. When we took over in
Yeah, them in that background. Oh my word. Wow. Oh my. Oh wow. Wow. Wow.
2016, with our promise to raise the threshold to 1.5, and we came in, we had to increase taxes, but we also offset those. The increase in the threshold to 1.5 was offset with taxes. But Madam Speaker, for those looking on, will tell you that it was revenue neutral.
What was revenue neutral? Taxes that you put on was revenue neutral? While labor rights lies up. The figures in front of our face. The woman called 2012, 2013, 2014, 2015, 2016. No, 2015. She don't call 2016. And she don't call 2017.
No.
She only said them implement taxes. Why? Jamaican people, them really take with a fool. Them really take with a jackass. You know, while waiting on the parliament this evening, I decided to cut a clip that I have seen several times, and I said to myself, I wonder if the Jamaican people hear this. It is a piece by Jam. And I think we need to listen to this. Because when we talk about corruption, and we talk about the Prime Minister's statutory filing not certified, every Tuesday before the Parliament, they play this piece here from Jam. Listen to it, my people.
Corruption in politics is deep-rooted, and I just saw it said, and nothing can do about that. But actually, there is, and another 152 countries are doing it. It's called asset declaration, and it works best where citizens themselves understand it and help to ensure the law is enforced. Corruption happens when public officials abuse their power to benefit themselves, family, or associates. Jamaica's Integrity Commission Act was designed to prevent corruption, and here are 5 things you should know. 1. Under this law, every year MPs and senators must report what they earn, own, and owe. And if they don't, they'll be sanctioned. 2. Their report must include the same kind of information for their wife or husband and the children. 3. If they get a gift worth more than $100,000 from anyone who's not family, they must declare it. 4. A summary of the declarations of our Prime Minister and opposition leader must be published where the public can read it. 5. Parliamentarians can now be prosecuted by the Integrity Commission. They can be fined up to $2 million or serve up to 2 years in prison if they don't file the declaration or if they give false information, and $500,000 for not filing on time or ignoring requests for information. Unfortunately, our parliamentarians made changes that prevent the public from knowing when they've broken the law or when they're being investigated. We really need to change that. Visit jampja.org to find out more about the act and to track if your MP is obeying this law. If they're not, JAMP's MP Tracker will help you write, tweet, or call the MP. Ask them, you submit your declaration yet? The Integrity Commission clear you? Let's help the Parliament stay honest. A message from the Jamaica Accountability Meter Point.
How many of you have ever heard that?
No, I've never heard it.
How many of you have ever heard that?
I need that clip.
Eh?
I've never heard that clip.
No, it plays every Tuesday before the Parliament starts.
Really?
Speaking about the Integrity Commission, yeah? And the obligations of our parliamentarians. Welcome back to Caribbean Radio, 97.9 HD4. Bobette, good evening, how are you? Brother Lee Croft, blessings. Welcome everybody. The Colin Bell Show. Today, the budget debate started in Jamaica. Minister of Finance, Failbad Williams, started the budget.
Failbad.
Also, there's a big debate in Jamaica about Jamaica sending home the Cuban doctors. And earlier I played a piece with Conrad O'Brien and Marlon Morgan. Read the doctors, Cuban doctors, and the decision of the Jamaican government. Conrad, turn down your thing in the background there. Let me put you on. Evening, Obi.
Hi, Colin. Good evening. How you do? I am good, thank God, man.
Blessings, my brother. I heard you with Marlon Morgan this evening. But there's just one thing I sorry you never spoke to him about.
A performance drill in Jamaica that replaces the economic program.
The missile killed them. So they were actually murdered by the United States. I'm saying, don't miss this whole was
nonsense.
So, goal is some tangible.
And that is why you find that even the social media space have a very close tie to that space and so on. You know, that's what out there. And that when
anyway, we could leave that alone.
Them send me on my program for 2 hours every day, 5 days a week. So yeah, them fully know my opinion and me have enough place to express my thing. But I understand what I say.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Now, Raleigh, after this presentation today, what are your hopes for the future of Jamaica?
Very little, because she never said anything that is going to move the needle. I know we don't hear a growth strategy.
Thank you! Bro, I think, listen, and this is why I'm listening to you professional them, you know. Bro, I didn't hear nothing. Everything that Ralston Hyman asks that Failbad Williams should come today and show the people of Jamaica. We not hear no growth strategy. All of it was sensationalism. It was catered to emotions, not numbers, facts, the reality, what's going on in the world, the war, how we're going to maneuver it. Give the people the truth. It's going to be rough. We need to, you know, we have to tighten up. Bro, we don't hear nothing. We don't hear no strategy of growth. They don't know what them do in Jamaica, or they are purposely doing what they're doing. One out of the two is a fact. Is either them incompetent or them is wicked. And none of those things are good for us. We need a competent, transparent, functional government. The one that is working on behalf of the people. Listen, brother, me I listen to the thing the whole time and I say, but me not hear nothing where Rasta man say she say. Because Rasta man is my guide, you know. I'm the teacher. You feel me I deal with? Rasta Hyman is my guide. We don't know about uno. So me have to listen to Colin Bell show no matter what. Zine, I'm not afraid to say that. When it comes to the finances of the country and economics, me have to listen to Ralston Hyman. They shut down him thing, but thank God for Portland Spice TV. Thank God for Portland Spice TV. Make sure you go subscribe. Brother, me not hear nothing from the lady today, bro. Nothing.
But I understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Now, Raleigh, after this presentation today, what are your hopes for the future of Jamaica?
Very little, because she never said anything that is going to move the needle. I know we don't hear a growth strategy.
Obi,
Mm-hmm.
I spoke to Al Edwards yesterday, another financial journalist. And Al said to me that he not see no future for the young people. He not see how young people in Jamaica go buy house and car.
Oh.
Well, that's Colin. That's the situation right now because I tell you something. All the young people who basically trying to make an extra buck because most of them are in the BPO sector that they say substantial work. A number of them trying to craft a thing, and that is why you find that even the social media space have become so cross because a number of them in the space trying to get as much likes and so on to say if they can make money.
Never tell a lie, my general. Never tell a lie. That's a fact. No regular job no out there, bro, for substance, for like deal with your bills, them are even say your aspirations are rare. School expensive, college expensive. You can imagine we had a plan from the People's National Party to push education first in the family. I want to vote against that. I say Jamaica, we're not going to pay. We're not going to pay to choose Andrew Holness over God. We're not going to pay. Because we get whole heap of warning from the men and women of God about this government. And we still choose fear. Uno I go pay. Mark my words, and not even my words, but just I repeat the words them. You understand? I know my words, I know my prophecy. Uno I go pay, uno I go feel it in a many different ways. I want to start already. It start already. You can imagine after a hurricane, the man in my taxi. Well, ain't never been seen before in our history of the world. Never happened yet. You remember when they say Jamaica is going to be the case study? Case study for oppression. Case study for oppression. Silky touch, where I deal with. Case study for oppression.
That space. So that's pretty much what we're seeing. We're not seeing the kind of industry being talked about and being promoted to create high-value job, high-tech job, and so on, that Julian and Mark Golden, and of course, Ralston Hyman, and us talk about ad nauseum.
Yeah.
You know, so I don't know, brother. It's kind of rough because we would expect that the Minister of Finance would come with some things for us to, even if we have to criticize it, to say, well, boy, we don't think that this has gone far enough, but at least we would have heard some kind of growth strategy and so on. Raleigh is saying she had to come with absolutely none, Raleigh.
Nothing, bro.
Nothing. Another thing that she said in the thing was that the ratings that we get from the ratings agency is our goal and our oil. Total nonsense.
Yes,
Total nonsense.
about that.
If she went back in her file, she would have seen where S&P said that although you're paying down the debt faster than programmed for, you have the lowest growth rate within the countries of your rating, and your per capita GDP is only above 80. S&P told her that. So I don't know what she's coming to the nation.
Hey, that's why I have to listen to Rasta man, because I have a reference them, you know. Jamaica. Excellent point by Rasta man. I never remember that. The S&P ratings. That's the truth. The man him said, when it's like when I have a fake GDP, I think it's GDP, when I have a fake rating, when I have this rating, but countries that have that rating have a certain level of growth which we don't have. So it's like it's not tangible. There's no validity to the rating. It's questionable. It's illegitimate. It's like an illegitimate rating. So when Shaga said those ratings are their gold and oil, I was like, wait a minute. So you trying to say all you trying to do is create a facade for those people to think that you are, so basically a PR then. Basically, the Jamaican economy has downgraded itself to a PR system where they want it to appear to seem as if things are doing well, and they come up with these statements and all of this. But when you really look down into the root of it, nothing go so. They're not ready.
Things are some amateurish thing.
But how could the ratings from the credit agency be your oil and your gold?
Come on.
Nonsense.
Oil and gold is something tangible.
That's what I'm telling you.
You know, say, that probably is the worst statement ever made by a finance minister in the history of Jamaica. The most unintelligent, dunce statement ever made by a finance minister in the history of Jamaica is that statement. Unfortunately, some people not gonna like me say it, but it came from a woman. Unfortunately. You see why we don't use a gender card? That's why we don't use a gender card. Leave the gender card alone. That is the most unintelligent financial or economical utterance from a finance minister in the history of Jamaica. Me didn't think a man a yard bad, but mighty God, man a yard a lead over Failbad by a mile. What the hell is she talking about? How is your credit score? Oil and gold. In any economics, in anything, they would have tell us, no, bro, like, you can't look on it like that. Gold and oil is tangible, silver is tangible. Your credit score cannot be compared to gold and oil. How can you align those two economically? As the Minister of Finance for our country, Jamaica, we are in trouble. We in trouble like, whoa, it's bad enough? It really bad. Me not tell no lie. Bad man.
It was just like a departmental accountant present.
Mr. Collier Raleigh, F&P is saying that listen, our gold and our oil do what that thing.
Precisely. Because you're
good point. You hear what I'm saying? If indeed our gold and oil is our credit score, S&P is saying to them our gold and oil is not worth anything. That's why I'm saying it's illegitimate. It's an illegitimate asset. It's not tangible. Credit scores can fluctuate depending upon situations. Gold and oil, those things are tangible. Very, very tangible. Them stay firm. Them can survive certain shocks. As a matter of fact, them is so integral that most of the time, the value of them rise when crisis happen, like right now. It's not that them are going to depreciate. The only way oil and gold depreciates is if there is just so much oil and gold everywhere and so accessible. But that's not the case. That's not the case. We say Minister Fanatic.
But it's slower than everybody within your ratings group. And that's why I'm telling you, the thing was just like a departmental accountant.
Mr. Collier Raleigh, S&P is saying that is our goal and our I'll do that thing.
Precisely. Because your rate of growth is slower than everybody within your ratings group. And your per capita GDP is only above 80.
So in the ratings group that Jamaica is in, that she says is our oil and gas, right? Oil and gold. We are pretty much at the bottom of the class, ladies and gentlemen. How can you bank our economy and our future on the ratings in a group that's at the back of the class? We are at the back of the class in that group. We barely make it, Jamaica. We now lead the group, in terms of the ratings, We are at the back of the class. Dunce government, back of the class government. Incompetent, wicked, evil, uncaring government. Mighty God. No, man. And this is what them coming to Parliament to boast about. They should be ashamed of themselves, but no shame tree no grow up on Belmont Road, No shame tree no grow up on Belmont Road, Jamaica. Unbelievable.
Me have a caller. Let me hear what the caller has to say. Go ahead, mama.
Good evening to everyone. Good evening and welcome. My problem is,
Good evening.
favor idea. Some other pay no mind.
Why that sound like last song? A long time I hear from my baby, Last song, my boy, no, miss ya.
Watch you when she attack with Prime Minister face look. And in a clap and he come like him body's here, but his mind is on the other side of town.
Wait, the Prime Minister not paying attention to favor.
Not attention.
You know, say she not wrong. Andrew Honest was in something like in phone or one book or something. He need not pay favor no mind. Come like I him write his speech. Come like him didn't know what she had to say before she said. Him never excited, him never nothing. Look back on the tape the whole time. I was wondering where was Andrew at one point. I have to look back good and I said, hold on. Oh, see Andrew there? Yes.
I'm doing his phone. And when I have bets, you ever know when I have bets? You ever want to have any bets?
No, I don't know how that works.
Yeah. Oh,
But Mrs. Hold on, don't Mrs. Holness was in the house. How you come and was here, but he's mine. I'm saying, don't Mrs. Holness was in the parliament. So how Miss P come and draft in that song there? But the man body was here. But the man was on the other side of town. I don't.
Obi, come on, Obi. Yes, Obi do a while ago. Oh, your wife in the parliament, but you're disengaged. Boy, one thing me know. I don't know if any of you have been in love before. But if you love your spouse, once your spouse is in the room, you ever see your Mark going look on his wife? It is clear, ladies and gentlemen, that Andrew and his so-called wife don't have that spark. It's quite clear. It is easy to see when a man loves a woman and a woman loves a man. Really love them. Because you see the fake love where they're about the place, it's enough. I'm not talking about infatuation, I'm talking about chemistry and love. I'm not talking about lusting for the flesh, I'm talking about love. When you really love your spouse, from them in the room, you can see it. It's hard, you can't hide that. I have never seen one time where I saw Andrew. It's like segueing for a bit. I don't really care, but it look like their marriage arranged. It don't look like them did have a spark at all anytime. Anytime at all, it just look dead. It just look like a graveyard. Like a business partner type of vibe. Andrew only and his wife. I don't know about nobody else, but I've always like, wait a minute. Y'all is really like, y'all really together for real? On the son, I have two sons, but I don't know, man. Yeah, and look how she walk out at the end. I mean, come on, man. You pass your husband like that? Come on, bro. Come on. I I wonder if the so-called matey was in the house. But everybody should be at Parliament for the budget. Interesting. I am Mac Morin. Say people check him. What? People check him and wear him ring. I can't tell the last time I see in the wedding ring. When I look for. Ines say, I would like to know when Hog Becks, how them look. Why lady pan calling Ben show calling me whatever last some say look like when Failbad look like when Hog Becks. Yo, I really want to know when Hog Becks how they look for Junior. Like seriously. Babsy, Failbad and Juliet. Andrew wife. Poor world. Boy, hey. Jamaica Parliament are real party shop still, you know? Real party shop. Same kind of shop that my Andrew and I talk about say the C19 when I spread. The whole like Parliament. Especially on the leadership side. I want big old party shop, you know. I hope that the People's National Party member them don't mix and mingle. Keep it professional, yeah? Yeah, man. Don't mix and mingle, man. We no mix and mingle. You remember good?
This one is any day. What I can't combine them in the look power.
Behave yourself.
I don't go miss it one is any day. What I can't combine them in the look power.
Behave yourself.
Break the news.
Anyway,
Yeah.
This serious. May I get her from slow flow. US strike June 80, killed 17 kids.
What?
60 civilians.
Hold on. Hold on. You have to get the news properly. We don't take news from any source. You hear, Carla?
So flow.
No, Carla. All right. No, it's all right. We will check it out. Thanks. We don't take the news there, so.
I live in Canada and didn't know what happened in downtown area. What happened in downtown area? What you say? Something happened in Canada where you never know about. I saw it enough time, you know. Come there Jamaica and more things that my foreigner tell me about it. Never lie.
Randy, you hear anything about the US Embassy in Canada shut up this morning?
No.
What do you hear about it?
No. What I hear, Colin, coming out of CNN and other credible source is that the 182 girls that were killed, that basically is the United States missile killed them. So they were actually murdered by the United States, even though President Trump tried to distance himself from it.
Trump said Tomahawk missile are generic and Iran have to.
Only 2 countries in the world have Tomahawk missiles apart from the US, and it's Australia and the UK.
Absolutely.
And none of them are involved in other things.
No. So it is the consensus is that a US error.
Yeah, man.
Oh, man. And Trump not admit it.
No, but you don't know him never admit nothing yet, man.
We have a caller. Caller, go ahead. Good evening.
Good night to all on the chat.
Yes.
It's a very interesting night, you know, because this is what is consequential as per Failbad Williams. What is consequential about this budget?
Right.
Nothing. It's just some numbers written down on a piece of paper.
No, the performance.
No, but
She was on a campaign, or she's campaigning.
Raleigh. She spoke a lot about the financial sector.
Yes.
Will the financial sector be able to grow this economy?
But never bring down the asset tax so that the man could have cut the interest rate.
Did she mention that? Did that word come out her mouth?
No. No. She come with this thing about allowing pension funds and insurance companies to invest more of their money in private companies. Yeah? That is what she came up with and said that would release $21 billion. That's the only thing that she came up with. And then she told us about the whole story of 20% of government things going to members of the small business sector. Why get them to the 10, 15, 20 years?
She also mentioned the fiscal commissioner talking about the space in the budget. And like she wanted to take the fiscal commissioner to school.
Yeah, well, she took on the man and said that the man should have released the information to the public before the budget was presented. Now, just by way of history, I want the people to understand that the fiscal commission is a statutory body that replaces the Economic Program Oversight Committee, which was established by Dr. Peter Phillips in May of 2013. The mandate of the EPOC was to keep the government on track with the IMF agreement so that a PNP government never did what the JLP government did before and run off with the people's money and never complete the program. So EPOC responsibility was to release information to the public as to whether the government was staying on track. The fiscal commissioner is a statutory body that is there to do the same thing. Now, she's upset because the fiscal commissioner said that the budget is not credible. That is her problem. And it is still not credible. Yeah.
That is what she's upset about.
Yeah.
And she's also saying, Raleigh, that it is the private sector that will drive the rebuilding.
Yeah, but you're not providing the private sector with the capital that is needed to drive the rebuilding.
So
the private sector people,
Raleigh,
they completely ignore the private sector people. JMA, all of those people were asking for certain concessions in relation to the tax package and in relation to the decline in interest rates.
So I never know that. But the reason why this entity was built. Let me play that back. That's important.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Will the financial sector be able to grow this economy?
But never bring down the asset tax so that the man them could have cut the interest rates.
Did she mention that? Did that word come out her mouth?
No. She come with this thing about allowing pension funds and insurance companies to invest more of their money in private companies. Yeah? That is what she came up with and said that would release $21 billion. That's the only thing that she came up with. And then she told us about the whole story of 20% of government things going to members of the small business sector. Why get them to the 10, 15, 20 years?
She also mentioned the fiscal commissioner talking about the space in the budget. And like she wanted to take the fiscal commissioner to school.
Yeah, well, she took on the man and said that the man should have released the information to the public before the budget was presented. Now, just by way of history, I want the people to understand that the fiscal commission is a statutory body that replaces the Economic Program Oversight Committee, which was established by Dr. Peter Phillips in May of 2013. The mandate of the EPOC was to keep the government on track with the IMF agreement so that a PNP government never did what the JLP government did before and run off with the people's money and never complete the program. So EPOC responsibility was to release information to the public as to whether the government was staying on track. The fiscal commissioner is a statutory.
This a government not like accountability, you know. So them are gonna have a problem with those types of entities. And them are gonna try to lock them down if them not try already. We can't tell you that right now. I saw this a governmental work. Anti-honest-led government don't like accountability. And I never know that. Me never know say because of the response with the thing when I explained earlier. When Porsche take over, for hold the government accountable. So the PNP government put an entity together to hold the government accountable so the public know what's going on. That's accountability.
Before the budget was presented. Now, just by way of history, I want the people to understand that the fiscal commission is a statutory body that replaces the Economic Program Oversight Committee, which was established by Dr. Peter Phillips in May of 2013. The mandate of the EPOC was to keep the government on track with the IMF agreement so that a PNP government never did what the JLP government did before and run off with the people's money and never complete the program. So EPOC responsibility was to release information to the public as to whether the government was staying on track. The fiscal commissioner is a statutory body that is there to do the same thing. Now, she's upset because the fiscal commissioner said that the budget is not credible. That is her problem. And it is still not credible. Yeah.
That is what she's upset about.
Yeah.
And she's also saying, Raleigh, that it is the private sector that will drive the rebuilding.
Yeah, but you're not providing the private sector with the capital that is needed to drive the rebuilding.
So
the private sector people, they completely ignore the private sector people. JMA, all of those people were asking for certain concessions in relation to the tax package and in relation to the decline in interest rates. She completely ignored all of those persons.
You're listening to the Colin Bell Show. We're live on Caribbean Radio, 97.9 HD4, covering the most of Florida, all the way up to Jacksonville. We have a caller on the line. We have Ralston Hyman, the top financial analyst in Jamaica. We have Conrad O'Brien from Sleek FM on the other side, and we have a caller on the line. Obi, you were about to say something. Obi? Go ahead, caller.
That about what she come with that garbage about consequential. The next thing I want to say, what she's talking about increasing the income threshold to 1.5 million, as you were saying, Colin.
1.9 she's going.
But no, hold on. 2013, 12, 13, 14, 15. Then she reached 16. Then she said they increased it to 1.5 threshold, and then they had to increase taxes, but it offset because and she flipped.
And she never called those numbers. Right, she never called those numbers. Raleigh, you listen to that part there?
No, I'm not listening to her none at all. I'm not waste time, brother.
No,
remember, some have the all of the budget numbers already.
Truly a waste of time, Colin.
Hold on, caller. Where you say, Raleigh?
Remember, we have all of the budget numbers, so we analyze the budget from day one, and we see what the fiscal commissioner said. So we don't really have the time to listen to she. We get the feedback from all of the private sector people and we talk with her, and to reject everything what the people them say. So we never really expected anything today. Yep. No waste of time, man.
Wow.
Remember, you know, if we were performance driven in Jamaica, she would never be in that ministry. Remember, the 1.5 that she's talking about, she said that it wouldn't cost the country any tax dollars, you know.
Yes,
it ended up costing us 32 billion. That is why she can't say anything about the numbers.
Hold on. Let me make you hear what she said about that, because she spoke about that and tried to con the people of Jamaica. Listen this. Listen now.
And if I could get that chart, I'd speak to it. Madam Speaker, if you go back to 2012, you can see that every year, 2012, 2013, 2014, 2015, the PNP government of the day brought 19 billion of tax measures in fiscal year 2012, 15 billion in fiscal year 2013, 7 billion in fiscal year 2014, and 10 billion in fiscal year 2015. When we took over in 2016, with our promise to raise the threshold to 1.5, and we came in, we had to increase taxes, but we also offset those. The increase in the threshold to 1.5 was offset with taxes. But Madam Speaker, for those looking on will tell you that it was revenue neutral. So, right. So 20 fiscal.
You hear a Raleigh?
Yeah, revenue neutral means that you collect back the taxes. At first, you said it wouldn't be revenue neutral. It would cost us nothing.
Yeah.
But for the people of Jamaica, revenue neutral means that you collect back the money where you give it.
Absolutely.
What? Oh my God. Bro, these people are real snakes in real life, bro. Wow. So because they know that most people don't know what revenue neutral mean. You see why I have to stress that, man. Play that back.
Yeah, revenue neutral means that you collect back the taxes. At first, you said it wouldn't be revenue neutral. It would cost us nothing.
Yeah.
But for the people of Jamaica, revenue neutral means that you collect back the money where you give it.
Absolutely.
Wow.
That is simple mean. And at first, you say it wouldn't cost you nothing.
Wow.
And again, back to back,
Yeah,
by way of history.
Wow.
In 2012, all those tax packages that we had between 2013 and 2016 was due to the JLP government mismanagement of the economy, running up the debt to GDP ratio to 150%, causing us to be locked out of the international capital markets. And as a result of that, the government had to impose those taxes in order to bring the debt to GDP ratio down and to get us reinstated in the international capital markets. So those things were necessary because of their mismanagement.
Between 20...
This is a TikTok moment, ladies and gentlemen. This is a TikTok moment. Yeah, man. This is a TikTok moment. This is a TikTok moment. My goodness. Turn it down a little bit because the phone, the phone speaker and microphone loud, you know. Ladies and gentlemen, how you doing? Welcome to the platform. You know, Sir Aston man say a thing and him teach me something. So I share it to them because I know some probably don't know neither. Somehow. So they have to learn. Listen to this. This about the speech from that was a speech. It wasn't a budget debate. The speech from Failbad Williams. Gigantic waste of time, but listen to this.
Fiscal.
You hear a rally?
Yeah, revenue neutral means that you collect back the taxes. At first, you said it wouldn't be revenue neutral. It would cost us nothing.
Yeah.
So for the people of Jamaica, revenue neutral means that you collect back the money where you give it.
Absolutely.
So, when should they in a parliament that talk about no taxes and revenue neutral? So, Failbad, when you take back the money, you want to give it. So, what was that benefit to us? We never do anything for we. We do it to make ourselves look good. Because you know so most people don't know what revenue neutral means. Well, we are here to echo the voice of Rasta man. Let's continue.
I mean, and at first, you say it wouldn't cost you nothing. And again, by way of history, in 2012, all those tax packages that we had between 2013 and 2016 was due to the JLP government mismanagement of the economy, running up the debt to GDP ratio to 150%, causing us to be locked out of the international capital markets. And as a result of that, the government had to impose those taxes in order to bring the debt to GDP ratio down and to get us reinstated in the international capital markets. So those things were necessary because of their mismanagement.
Between 2007 and 2012.
Yeah.
So, ladies and gentlemen, anytime a year, JLP government I rush Mama P about bag of taxes, I feel them fault here. Yeah, man, I what them do cause that. Mama P came to fix a situation that they caused. Yeah, man said we were locked out of those markets. And if we were locked out of those markets, a hurricane minister came, all the money where them a brag about so them get access, they wouldn't be able to access. Big up Mama P again and the People's National Party.
So absolute teacher. And that, Colin, may I come in?
Hold on the rally. Hold on the Obi. Caller.
Yes, no, good, because this is what I'm gonna hit. What am I crow about now? What am I crow about now? After that, the foundation, when they mash up and we fix and put it back on course. Now them a crow like some rooster about credit rating that they got a month ago. February 5th was the last. No, we had the 11th or the 10th of March. What has changed since we have a war started? She come in with this credit rating BB minus stable and all that. Listen, Colin, Uncle Alston, cry bash that one day too, because they have no leg to stand on. They should not be taking credit for nothing. No wonder one is named a crow and floppy wing. That I can say right now.
All right,
Listen, Colin. Hold on just a minute, Colin. I want to touch on this.
Yeah.
The remittance that we in the diaspora send to Jamaica. The governments that we're into these countries that does mandate or tell us how much we can send. I think now they're starting to tell we can send $1,000 at a time or stuff like that.
Really?
But all those monies that we come up here, work hard and remit to Jamaica, is it human trafficking? The other part about it, isn't the government of Jamaica benefiting from these remittance that we send? How is it different from the Cuban doctors under contract with their government? Is it different from the farm working program where under contract where these farm workers come to these countries and work and the government get some of that money? Because in any agency where you put people to work, like a staffing agency, they get a percentage of any money the person they staff into your corporation or company to work. They get a percentage. What's the difference? Is that human trafficking? Colin, you know what? We need to school these people that is in this government down in Jamaica, because really of a fact, they are null and void. They are no sense.
All right, caller, thank you. Raleigh, you want to respond to that, then OB come in?
Yeah, well, as she said, I mean, the whole thing is just bad boy politics. It has nothing to deal with anything. There's no logic to it. That's bad man politics. So, me a bad man when I saw me tell you say enough to deal with them man there. So, you can't deal with them. It's just as simple as that. That is how the world is being run right now.
Go ahead.
Virgin. Big up Ralston Hyman. Real general. You understand? Because that's all I've been saying, bro. If it is that the Cubans them is actually doing what them say them are doing, Jamaica would be complicit because them know the contract of 50 years now and they're like, oh, you know, we entered into this contract and we didn't really understand the contract. But even if you enter in one contract with somebody, you are also guilty of whatever it is the Americans is accusing Cuba of. That's it. Alright? So again, the thing that
and as a result of that, the government had to impose those taxes in order to bring the debt to just at first you said it wouldn't be revenue neutral. It would cost us nothing.
Yeah.
So for the people of Jamaica, revenue neutral means that you collect back the money where you give it.
So what did we learn today? Revenue neutral means you collect back the money where they give away. So basically the person don't get the money free. Come back from out of our tax dollars and we pay for it. So all those Jamaicans that benefited from this tax income, whatever they talk about, and this, I was calling somebody to explain this to me, but I'm glad we have the information. I know it will stick with me. Revenue neutral. Remember that word, ladies and gentlemen. Revenue neutral. It means you collect back the money in the taxes. We give away. Mighty God.
Absolutely.
A percentage of.
Go ahead, Obi.
Absolutely correct, Raleigh. It's just that
Yeah,
what happened, there's a level of disingenuity taking place because the government of Jamaica not coming clean with the people, not coming clean with us to let we know that, listen, basically, this is something that foist upon us. We have been looking at this over the years and we saw, and nothing was wrong with it, but all of a sudden, something come. But you mentioned something earlier, Raleigh, in your deliberation, and you went to history. And I want to basically add to the history class, Raleigh, and Colin, to say that the 34 or 32 billion dollars that Failbad talk about, that is revenue neutral. Remember, Raleigh, we had this discussion.
Her figures that she put out today saying is 27 billion.
No, it was 32. Well, so it's not even on top of the figures. 32 billion.
Yeah, it's not on top of the figures, guys. It was 32, right? And so Raleigh, remember that I had you on, and back then you were all over the place and so on, and we were talking about, listen, you are the only person who get it right from day one. People who are now minister of government say that it would cost nothing. People like Callister, people like John Jackson, Damon King themselves, all of them were out there in the penny section cheering and said it would cost nothing. So just want to bring the history class fully up to date.
Nationwide, Kalila Reynolds, Emily Crooks, all of those.
All of them.
So hold on. So Rasta man call out nation. Revenue neutral. I have to put up this on TikTok. What are some neutral spell? What me I do? Neutral. Jamaica, I want to see me spell neutral a while ago. They put the
And that's why Raleigh, credibility matters, and your credibility is intact at all time.
And at that time, to them said, we must come out for the epoch. Yeah? And it is the IMF people that must say, no, I drop this in the depot.
They wanted you to come out for the epoch.
Yeah, because we tell the people that.
Can you explain how missions are run? Because the Cuban medical mission that comes to Jamaica, some people are saying that what is happening is illegal, that the Cuban government is collecting the money and then paying the doctors. Is that illegal?
No, and remember there's a cost to train the people, And when they in Cuba train, them not paying the money and them get a stipend. So how the Cuban...
After good night. Oh my God. That's time I have to listen to Rasta Iman. Oh my God. Oh my God. So basically it's a program like a run in a Jamaica. Because if I send you to school, I going to expect some type of loyalty from you in regards to my country. If I pay for your education, I am going to expect loyalty from you where my country is concerned. No, sir. I am giving you an opportunity to further yourself. Right? And the man them call it human trafficking, bro. Mighty God. So not only do I educate you, I pay you while you're being educated. Yo, what is going on, bro? No, this is really, really crazy. No, this is more than crazy right now. This is insane. Bruh, this is insane. Let me play that back. Unbelievable.
Doc, medical mission that comes to Jamaica. Some people are saying that what is happening is illegal, that the Cuban government is collecting the money and then paying the doctors. Is that illegal?
No, and remember, there's a cost to train the people, And when them in Cuba train, them not pay no money and them get a stipend. So how the Cuban government will fund the program if them not get the money? Additionally, Jamaican people gotta go train to at concessional rates. Yeah, so how you fund the program if the government not get the money? Don't follow the whole rubbish. The whole thing is that Donald Trump say he want to cripple Cuba, and him call all of them little youth here. Because them have what them call a summit on Saturday, which is more a submit rather than summit. So if you notice, Ghana take the same stance, because when we're looking at the meeting, the Guyanese leader was grinning, and the reporter said, "Yo, none of them when I get to make a presentation, Ruby and Trump just start down to them like little boys and say, yo, we don't need to do this thing." Yeah.
Similar to what happened at Mar-a-Lago when they were placed in the kitchen.
But Raleigh, honestly, could they have done anything else? Then I have to listen.
No, they could have done something. May I do something? May I defy them?
Hold on, Obi. Raleigh, what could they have done but listen and submit?
Well, even if you're going to submit, you really believe, a man like Michael Manley, them man, they could have talked down to Michael Manley.
Michael Manley a leader, Raleigh. Come on, don't mix
you
up.
You believe them could have talked down to PJ Patterson?
Yeah.
You believe them could have talked down to PJ?
No. Hold on, gentlemen. You are all mixing up oranges and apples. They are leaders, and there are some people who...
You think them going to talk down to Dr. You think them going to talk down to Dr. Ralph Guns also?
Yeah, man. So I'm not telling you.
But what happened to Jamaica in this?
I understand where Colin Bella says still, Them in the league of leadership. So, in basically, I said them did half about. Tomato. You can look at it from another way. If they never corrupt and they never have upon them, they wouldn't have about. So it's a little bit deeper. What is this? Wait a minute. Yo, I just saw something that's crazy.
70s. Isn't that something that Andrew will have to look at and walk the chalk line?
You think them can talk them to Sister Peace, huh? No.
But Obi, look what happened to Michael Manley in the 70s.
All right. So watch it. One of the things that difference in the 70s with Mike and them Monday. So them Monday are leaders that have credibility, international credibility. So what they...
Hold on there, before we go back in that, we'll go back in that. Hold on there.
It hurt me so... To know me, you know I am so prideful and so private. It hurt me so bad to have to even protect myself in this type of way. But my marriage has landed me in a very dangerous
Whoa. I know this is off topic, but this really caught my eye. Dwight Howard's wife cries for help and says she's in danger. What? Bro, what is going on, bro? What is going on?
When I heard my stepson being coached to lie on me, I caught this man forcing our 12-year-old son to cover for him, his son, to cover for him. He had him lying, and I recorded it. He was coaching our son to lie on me, and I had to record it. I'm not mad at you. And I love you still. And there's no beef there, okay? You don't have to hide from anyone from me. I'm Miss Amber. I'm going to be in this room with a brother. I'm not bothering you. You're innocent in this. But never forget, when you lie on people, baby, you can get them killed. So the way you can't. So you must always tell the truth. Yeah? Yeah? Telling the truth, but you lie. How you made him lie? What are you doing, ladies' room? Framing her? He's literally her room, framing her. When I heard my stepson.
Yo, what kind of sick? Yo, the world is, bruh. Let me tell y'all something. You see, I don't know what's going on with him and his wife and his children. Man, listen, God be the judge. But this is just a prime example of why you should never envy other people of their life. You don't know what's really going on, bro. With all the money, all the fame, all of that. Man, I value peace, respect, you know what I'm saying, and God's grace. At the top of that. God's grace, peace, and respect. I don't want a relationship like this. And that's crazy. That's crazy, bro. Man. That just caught my eye. I'm like, yo, she really crying though. Man. That's why I don't know about nobody else, but you know what I'm saying? I don't revere celebrities. You know what I mean? I don't.
Don't mix
You
up
believe them
orange
can
and
talk them to
apples.
PJ Patterson?
Yeah,
You
that's
believe
what
them can
that's what
talk
I
them to
said.
PJ?
Could they have done anything else? Then
I thought him a submit rather than summit. So if you notice, Ghana take the same stance because when we're looking at the meeting, because them crypto government now get no money, them not paying no money and them get a stipend.
Doc, medical mission that comes. Can the
Now, ladies and gentlemen, on TikTok and the world, another hot topic that has been swirling around is the Cuban doctors. Let us listen to Rastanheim and put it into perspective.
explain how missions are run? Because the Cuban doc medical mission that comes to Jamaica. Some people are saying that what is happening is illegal, that the Cuban government is collecting the money and then paying the doctors. Is that illegal?
No, and remember there's a cost to train the people, And when they in Cuba train, them not paying the money and them get a stipend. So how the Cuban government will fund the program if them not get the money? Additionally, Jamaican people gotta go train to at concessional rates. Yeah, so how you fund the program if the government not get the money? Don't follow the whole rubbish. The whole thing is that Donald Trump say he want to cripple Cuba and him call all of them little youth here. Because them have what them call a summit on Saturday, which is more a summit rather than summit. So,
Pause. So, ladies and gentlemen, this I did not know. So, you telling me that Cuba pays for people to go to school, give them a stipend. They now come out as professionals, some of the best in the entire world. So now through this initiative, they send people overseas to work, humanitarian work and stuff like that. Right? Obviously under contract because they are the ones that equipped them in the first place. They are the ones that were paying them. So to actually get the program so they can actually get more people and other people can benefit from the program, they would need money. How is this human trafficking? How? How is this all of the indentured servitude? Ocean wide, the whole of Oh. And this is why I was asking the question the entire time. How can the Jamaican government be in a deal, a agreement, a contract with a country for 50 years and they did not know that what the America is saying it is, it was, or it is? Something wasn't right. I didn't know the intricacies, but here we go. Now it all makes sense, Jamaica. Now it all makes sense. But because we have some puppet leader in Jamaica where compromise and USA have dirt on, that is why our Cuban doctors are gone and we're going to pay for it. We are going to pay for it.
So if you notice, Ghana take the same stance because when we're looking at the meeting, the Ghanaian leader was grinning and the reporter said, yo, none of them man I get to make a presentation. Ruby and Trump just start down to them like little boys and say, yo, we don't need to do this thing. Yeah.
Similar to what happened at Mar-a-Lago when they were placed in the kitchen.
But Raleigh, honestly, could they have done anything else? Then I have to listen.
No, they could have done something. May I do something? May I defy them?
Hold on, Obi. Raleigh, what could they have done but listen and submit?
Well, even if you're going to submit, you really believe, say, a man like Michael Manley, them man could have talked down to Michael Manley?
Michael Manley a leader, Raleigh. Come on, don't mix
We
up.
We
don't mix up, Mingo.
Yeah, that's what
No. Hold on, gentlemen. You are all mixing up oranges and apples.
No. Hey, big up the general. Can me subscribe to film channel too, you know. Raleigh me if you have a channel. Although I'm probably not interested in that still. If you know me I deal with Ralston man. But if you have a channel for himself, man. You need to get somebody where, you know what I mean, can manage it and thing. But you need a channel for himself. You see what I say?
Let us listen to Ralston and put it into perspective.
No mix and
They are
mingling.
leaders and there are some people who
You think them going to talk to Dr. You think them going to talk to Dr. Ralph Guns also?
Nope.
No, man. So I'm not telling you.
But what happened to Jamaica in the 70s? Isn't that something that Andrew will have to look at and walk the chalk line?
You think them going to talk?
Fox News are flying.
What's up, guys? Check this out.
My island, my people, Jamaica. I know some man and I'm going to stay for the entire video. But I got to do what the Lord wants me to do. We made the news again. Jamaica, they might come again. They might come again. Fox News are flying. ABC are flying. CNN are flying. BBC are flying. They want to cover this. You see, something swift is going to move by fast. God. Before you quit, they will not have time to gather anything. See the on the news? Mother missing, father missing, children missing, people their country. They look for their dead relative. They search for them, they pray, say, hope they find them alive. They're crying. What a sadness. What a sadness all around the island. The whole world is crying for Jamaica. Jamaica. By families, some of them missing. I ask you the question, why haven't we repented yet? After God has been warning us and telling us to repent, why haven't we repented yet? Through the power of the Holy Spirit, I say repent, repent. Oh God, be merciful to your people. Oh God, have mercy. Jamaica, them are come.
That video my mother when I tell me about, you know. Lady says she see CNN and CBS and the whole like big news station them back at Jamaica again. Something swift I go happen. That got sudden catastrophic. I think I have put out that message in to the point where it's now nauseating. It's like a repeat record. People them know I hear. People them know all this stuff. Me kinda just when me get them like this, me play them, but people them just know me, man. Me don't know. I don't know. But these warnings have ramped up in recent time, I have to say. And it come from multiple people, random people. Random. Things change now prophetic, you know. Sometimes it can get all worse. Depending on the action of the people. Because remember, say God is a sovereign God, you know. So, God don't really need the permission. Because in judgment is just. You see what I say? And we all mean see things are going right now in Jamaica. Anything before Jamaica right now. You're not surprised. You're not surprised. In my own way, me I seek that relationship there. You understand? For me, for myself. Because even the prophet me say one time say, don't wait until you go to the church. Try seek God in your private time. You see what I say? So must say I have to make a greater effort where that is concerned. If I'm going to be totally 100% honest. But sometimes like when I'm there alone and so it's like something just come over me and you get real, but not tell a lie. Very emotional. Very emotional. I've had a few episodes of that. A few episodes of me I beg and I ask God for forgiveness and guidance and strength and protection. Because me don't want them on the side of them, for them side. You understand in all of this. So, you know, look good. Look good at all.
there is Jezebel. Wherever there is Baal, there is Jezebel. And of course, Delilah, and the others that would come, the underlings, what we call the underlings. So Baal or Baal worship. Now, what Baal worship requires is that the body and human beings become possessed. Baal, as well as the other spirits, seek to possess the human body. And that is why you will notice the behavior in carnival. People you thought were respectable people, am I not right? Persons you would go to their office who are medical doctors. Persons you would go to their office as attorneys at law. Sadly, even members of the judiciary. Persons you would go to their office who are connected to law enforcement. Persons you would want to go to their office connected to the political class. Persons you would want to go to their office who are connected to education, administration, and such the like. Even in the medical field, all the different roles and so on, accountants and the blue-collared and the white-collared people, and sadly even in many of the churches. These are people who would go to under normal circumstances, go to for recommendation, go to for advice. Them a rub up and a gyrate and a do all manner of things. Naked, some of them almost as the day they are born. Parading themselves in a frenzy and doing all manner of things. That is not normal. So what actually happened with the Baal worship is that Baal and the spirits that are at work that promotes licentiousness, sexual immorality, greed, which is gluttony, right? Drunkenness, wanton behavior of various sorts. They now are given legal right. When they paint themselves up with certain paints and certain patterns, many of them wearing tattoos and the different costumes that they put on, which would resemble different creatures, what you're actually doing now is to literally step into agreement or covenanting with the dark realm so that the evil spirits now begin to manifest through your body, influencing your mind, your behavior, your demeanor, your disposition, so that under normal circumstances, you would not say or do any of those things. But once you become possessed by these demons and devils, these evil spirits, you do anything. Nothing is out of bounds. The end result is that the nation is impacted in a colossal way, negatively. Our children are impacted negatively. Many people become sick afterwards, contracting STIs, not just in a temporal sense, but in a spiritual sense. And when I say a spiritual sense, STI in a spiritual sense speaks to sexually transmitted, spiritually transmitted infection. Let me just put that. STI from a spiritual sense. STI, yes, spiritual transmitted infection. And this is most dangerous, the spiritually transmitted infection, even more than the sexually transmitted infection.
Mighty God.
And all those persons who come in agreement, the first way you come into agreement is by sponsoring it. So you have companies that sponsor it, these activities. Then you buy the costume. That's another way of partnering or going into covenant with it. When you get involved in these activities, you are getting involved in Baal worship. And you become defiled. And if you don't repent, ultimately you will be destroyed.
Wow.
If the nation does not repent and cease and desist, the nation will be defiled and ultimately will be destroyed as well. It's just a matter of time. As a result of these activities, many things happen. Right? Abortion, for example. Many who get pregnant, they don't even know who the father is. Many of them say, me never want to get pregnant before. Me not have no time to have an abortion. All sorts of things happen. So, what you are doing when you do that, you are elevating Baal to the summit of the nation and his underlings. And Baal and his underlings now influence the tone and complexion of life and living in Jamaica. So that is why those of us whose eyes are open spiritually would not countenance these activities, because they are not of God and they are not in the best interest and welfare of our nation. Instead of advancing the nation through these activities, Jamaica becomes poorer. Even if they argue that 1 million or 10 million or 1 billion came in, the fact of the matter is that is defiled money. It is called defiled money, and defiled money is not good money. Defiled money is curse, and it curses the nation, it defiles the nation, and it defiles all those who utilize same, even those who are not directly involved.
Wow, I never knew those things. That is the latest video that Apostle Jeffrey Shuttleworth has put out. Carnival. The buying of the costumes. Wow. I mean, I have been to parties. Period. So, you know what I'm saying? But I never knew that. But carnival specifically, no. They painting up on the body and the costume them and them something, no. No, I've never done that. I've never done. I don't know why, but I've never had this thing for carnival. I just no. I've always looked at carnival sideways. Always, from me know myself. Carnival just seems something ain't right. Carnival always seemed like it was over the top to me. You understand? But there's other things that you have to clean up on them way there, isn't it? But I never knew this. Buying the costumes is funding the spirit and entertaining the spirit and spiritual transmitted infection, STI. Matthew saying here carnival. Yo! How about it, man? Lizard them people. This was a full Sunday of live stream, you know, like I live about 3 times in a 4 hour. Or 6 hour. Or how long me on? Me on from 2 o'clock. Yeah, me on from 2 o'clock. So now at 7, 5, almost 6 hours. You know the meaning of carnival? Alright, you see, like back anal. Yeah, I would never know. Listen to the word. Back anal. Anal. Back anal. I was never digging that. was never digging carnival, eh? All that people in the Caribbean who do carnival and they can't fix it for one. I don't business. I never digged it. Something just seemed very off about those things. Very off. Back and all. Oh, hell no. Not partaking in that. No, sir. No, sir. No, sir. You see people uptown. Oh, yo, me I get ready for carnival and me I get fit and this and that. God now go we do Nina? Huh? Then me just listen to about the carnival. I first me hear them say sexually transmitted infection. No, spiritually transmitted infection that is actually worse than sexually transmitted diseases. Wow. That's a revelation. That's a revelation. But if you notice, alright, the way the direction the country is going, it's going into all of those things that God frowns upon. Casino. You hear what them do with the casino then, right? In the hotel them also. Right? Them really are put that a lot of emphasis into that. And you hear a man say, not because you are going to tell us that we're going to make a profit. To what end? To what end? Listen, man. Yo, some people, Rose, pick up yourself. I mean, some people not ready for this conversation. And this country definitely don't want to hear this conversation. Then definitely not going to receive it. A majority of them. They're not even going to consider it and even look into it like. No processing at all. But yeah, man. Failbad Williams. Rough. Sad. Very sad. What she has gotten away with. Or what we have allowed this government. It's very sad what we have allowed this government to get away with.
We have to start paying attention because when we read the Gospels, one thing in particular should make us pause. Jesus called himself the Son of Man more than any other title, over 78 times in the New Testament. And it's like, why would Jesus choose that title? And at first glance, it sounds ordinary and basic, but it's way more than that. Stay with me and keep up. Quick. So in the Old Testament, especially in Ezekiel, Son of Man often meant like mortal, human, ordinary, right? But if that's all it meant, Jesus wouldn't have been crucified for saying it. Something deeper is happening. He's referring to the prophecy in Daniel 7. Wait. When Daniel says, I see one coming like the Son of Man, coming on the clouds of heaven, approaching the Ancient of Days. Wait. And he's reigning with all glory, all power. Wait. And he's given all authority, worshipped by all peoples in all nations. And he has a kingdom that will never end. It's just wait. Y'all, this is not a normal human. What are we talking about right now? He receives worship, something that only God should have. Remember the Hebrew boys? And they said, I'm not bowing to Nebuchadnezzar's statue. So they went into that fire, but guess what? Nebuchadnezzar said, I see someone that's like a god. They wouldn't bow to the statue, but I'll bet they would bow to him. What are we talking about? That's Christophany right there. When we see appearances of Christ in the Old Testament, and it's like you didn't know it was him unless you knew it was him unless he revealed himself to you. What are we talking about? So when Jesus says that he is the Son of Man, he's saying, I am the figure that Daniel saw. I am the cloud rider. I am the one who was given eternal dominion and glory and power. The reason why Jesus used the Son of Man, because Son of Man shows that he has suffered the same way we have, right? Been faced with the same temptation and rejection. But that also, he is fully divine, receiving worship, eternally can forgive sins. What are we talking about? So with that title, he's holding humility and majesty at the same time, suffering and glory at the same time, weakness and power at the same time. What? So when Jesus was on trial, they accused him of blasphemy, right? Hold on. But every time that we said that Jesus is God, everybody's like, no, I promise he's not God. He's just a servant. He's divine, but he's not that divine. He's just all these different things. No, at his trial, they accused him of blasphemy. So Jesus says this at his trial. Matthew 26:64. You will see the Son of Man seated at the right hand of power and coming on the clouds of heaven. And they said blasphemy because they understood Daniel 7, that he was not just claiming to be a prophet, he was claiming to be Yahweh's equal. Why did he just use Son of God as his main title? Like, he's a son of God. No, Adam was a son of God. Israel was a son of God. So many different kings were called sons of God. No, son of God doesn't automatically equal divine. But the Son of Man shows us that there's a divine authority. Yahweh alone rides on the clouds. He told us in Moses and Isaiah and Habakkuk and Zechariah, it's only him. So Jesus pulled in all these prophecies to himself, and he's saying, I am the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. I am the great I am. What? And this matters for us because Jesus, being the Son of Man, shows that he struggled with the same struggles. He understands our struggles. He is going to return in glory, and he can forgive sin. He's also the Savior who suffered, the King who is returning, and the Judge who's about to come. So when Jesus says, I am the Son of Man, he's saying, I'm the God who came near. I'm the God who will come again. I'm the God who will return. I'm the God who suffered. I'm him. Wait, did you say that? No, I don't think he said I'm him, but you know. You know them sounds? They gonna come soon. You better be ready. That's the real Jesus, though. Fully divine, fully human, worthy of worship. I don't know. Y'all better give the Jews and the Mormons and the Hebrew Israelites a blanket. Give the Muslims a blanket. Give the Jehovah's Witnesses a blanket because they gonna need it. By the way, they about to fall out for this. Your issue, not mine. Play with your mama, not my Bible. What are we talking about? Love you. Oh, I forgot, y'all. This is day 5. I got too excited. Y'all know I've been crying all the last few days of the series. So, yeah. Day 5 of 12 days of presents or presents. Which one you want to get? You want the presence of God? He's coming. Ah! We really have to start paying attention because this morning. We really have to start paying attention.
The way how she's excited, that's what's up. The way how she's excited about the word, that's what's up. That's what's up. Because, you know, it's a different culture like America. And when you see them express their joy for the word through their own culture, it's dope. It's dope. It's dope. I was supposed to play that, but, you know, it always happens when it's supposed to. Yeah, man, I'm about to bounce. I know I didn't do 2 hours or anything, but it's all good. I mean, you know, I've been on for like 6 hours, so I think I deserve a little leniency. I don't know if I'm going live tonight, but I might. Who knows? Something might come up that I need to tap into. Yeah, so appreciate y'all, and have yourselves a wonderful day. Peace and blessings. We got Rose saying that's the way people should feel about the word. Yeah, it gives. I can see if you watch, like I'm watching it. You can see that's why I'm smiling. You can see the joy. You can hear the excitement in her voice, and like she's connecting all the dots, and it's euphoric. You know what I'm saying? It's like a spiritual high. That might be a pun right there, but yeah. But yeah, man. Sooner or later, yeah, people. Blessings. Thanks for being here. And shout out to all of my moderators. Shout out to all of my subs. New, middle, and old. You know, however long you've been around. And shout out to my members, ladies and gentlemen. Press that join button somewhere there. Press that join button if you see it and become a member of the platform. All right. All right. See y'all later, man. I'm out.